Good morning, guys. This is Mr. Allen. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and we will be doing area within a shaded region. So we already know the formula for area, which is length times width. But now you're going to be seeing shapes where we don't want to know the entire area, but we just want to know what the area is in the shaded figure. So for this one, I'm going to go over what it's basically saying is we need to know what the area for the entire thing or the entire shape minus what the area of this figure is. So when you have the full shape and then you minus what the small shape is inside, the only thing left is going to be the area of the shaded figure. So we know the formula for area is length times width. So let's say we want to find out what the area of the entire shape is. So this number right here is 5, and then this number right here is 15. So length times width, we have 15 times 5, that's going to give us 75. So, 15 and then 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2, that's going to give you 75. So now we know the area of the entire shape. Now, remember, we only want to know the shaded area, so we have to take away the area of the figure inside. So it's very small, so you probably can't see it, but the top figure is 2, and then the one on the side is 3. So it's 2 and 3. So we know that the area, length times width, is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6. So the area for the entire figure is 75, and then the area for the small figure inside is 6. So if we take away the small figure, or 75 minus 6, it's going to be left with 69. So we know the area of the shaded region is going to be 69, or the area of the entire figure, which is 75, minus the area of the small figure is going to leave us with 69. So all we're going to do is find the area of the entire shape, then find the area of the small piece that we don't need to know, and then subtract it so we can get the shaded region. So number 2, at the top we have 8, at the side we have 11, and then the small box in the middle, I know it's kind of small, you probably can't see, but at the top you have 5, and on the side you have 2. So 8's at the top for the big figure, 11's on the side for the big. For the small shape in the middle that we don't need to know, the small figure that's not shaded, the top is 5, or the length is 5, and then the width is 2. So we need to find the area of the shaded region. So again, we need to find out what the full area is, which is length times width. So we're going to multiply 8 times 11 times 11, we're going to get 88. So we know the area of the entire shape, but we only want the shaded region. So we have to take away the small figure in here. So the length is 5 and the width is 2. So we know 5 times 2 is 10. So we're going to minus 88 from 10. That's going to give us 78. So the area for the shaded region is going to be 78. You find the area for the full figure, then you find the area for the small figure, and then you just subtract them. And the only thing left, when you have the big one and you take the small one out or subtract the small one, all you get left is the shaded region. So number 3, we have 15 and 7. So for the entire area, we have 15 here, 7 here for the small figure inside. We have 5 for the length and 12 for the width. So same thing as before, we need to find the area for the entire figure, which is 15 times 7. 15 and then 7 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7, plus the regrouped 3. That's going to give you 105. So we know the entire area for number 3 is 105, but we only want to know the shaded region. So we have to find out what the area of this is, the small one, and then take it away. So again, the length is 5, and then the width is 12. Once we subtract those, we get 5 times 12 is going to be 60. 105 minus 60 is going to give you 45. Sorry, okay, sorry about that. All right, so yeah, find the length times, the length times the width for the big figure or the entire area, multiply them, then subtract by the area for the small figure inside. Okay, all right, so number 4, I'm gonna do these 5 next. I'm gonna say the numbers for each, because again, they might be small, but I'm gonna say the numbers, just pause them, write them down, draw them if it helps, and I want you guys to try to do these by yourself. So we have a length for the big figure is going to be 13, and then the width is 7. For the small figure on the inside, the length is 4, and the width is 2. So we have 13 times 7, and then 4 times 2. For number 4, number 5, for the length, we have 13, and then the width is 11. And then for the small figure on the inside, we have the length of 7 and a width of 9. So again, pause the video after I say it, draw it, do what you need to do, and yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Number 6, we have a length of 10 for the big figure, and then a width of 14. And then for the small figure inside, we have a length of 7 and a width of 8. All right, so that's length of 10, a width of 14, and then a length of 7, and a width of 8. For number 7, we have a length of 12, a width of 12, so 12 times 12. And then for the small figure, we have a length of 9 and a width of 8. For number 8, we have a length of 13 and a width of 12, a length of 13, width of 12. And then the small figure inside, we have a length of 7 and a width of 12. So I'd like you to pause the video, try to do all 5, and work on them together. All right, we're back. Now, first one, we have a length of 13, a width of 7. 13 times 7 is going to give you 91. And then we have a length of 4 and a width of 2. 4 times 2 is going to be 8. 91 minus 8 is going to give you 83. You should have 83 for this. So remember, you're going to find the area for the full and an area for the small one, and then just subtract them. That's going to give you the shaded region. Number 5, we have 13 times 11. 13 times 11 is going to be 143. So we know the full area is 143. And then, but we only want to know the shaded region. So you have to do 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is going to be 63. So 143 minus 63 should give you 80. So we know that the area of the shaded region is going to be 80. Number 6, 14 times 10 is going to give us 140. So we know the area for the full figure is 140. And then we have 7 times 8, which is going to give you 56. So 140 minus 56 is going to give you 84. So we know shaded area is 84. And then number 8, 13 times 12. It's going to give you 156. So the full area is 156. And then we have 12 times 7, which 7 times 10, 70. 7 times 11, 77. 70 times 12, 84. So we're going to have 156 minus 84, which should give you 72 again. So 72, 72, 84, 80. That was 13 times 7, 83. Yeah, so those should be your answers. And that should be it. Just finding the area for both of them, subtracting, and yeah, we should be all set. So the next one we have is going to be area on a grid. So if you notice, it's going to be shaded, we're still in shaded region, but it doesn't make the full square. You notice that this one is blocked out. So all we want to know is the area of the shaded region. So we don't know the formula to the area of a shape that's broken up like this, but if you notice, each box is an actual square. So you notice each one is actually a square. So remember what I said, whenever you're moving from, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you're moving from 1 to 2, if I have one apple and I now have 2 apples, how many apples did I gain? I just gained 1. So each time I move, I'm moving up, or it's a unit of 1. So from here to here, it's just a unit of 1. From 2 to 3, this is just a unit of 1. So each one, we know that the length is just 1. So let's say I just want to do this one box right here. I know that this length is 1, and then this width from 1 to 2 is just 1. So what would the area of this box be if the length is 1 and the width is 1? 1 times 1 is going to give me 1. So I know that the area of this box by itself is 1. So this area is 1, this area is 1, this area is 1, this area is 1, and this area is 1. So I know 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that the area of the shaded region on the graph behind me is 5, because I'm not going to do it as a whole. I'm just going to break down each box, and I know that each area for each box is just 1 times 1, which is 1. So basically all you're doing is just adding the grids. So same thing with this one. I know this is starting at I know each unit is 1. So this is a length of 1 and a width of 1. 1 times 1, area. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The area for the shaded figure for this is going to be 8, because length times width of each box, and then just add them together. So that being said, what do you think the area would be for number 3? Same thing as length times width for each one, and when you add them all together, you should get 10. So that's pretty much it for this week. I'm gonna add science into it as well, but pause the video, rewind it. It's just finding the area, length times width, subtracting them, or adding each square, which the area is 1. So for science, what we're gonna do is inherit versus acquire. So inherited traits versus acquired traits in humans. So an inherited trait is a physical trait that you get from your parents. So let's say it could be physical traits that you inherit from your parents. So let's say my parents have dark hair or black hair, so I would inherit black hair. If my mom or my dad had, let's say, red hair, there's a chance that I would inherit red hair from my parents. If my parents were short, like 5 foot, both of them are 5 feet, I would inherit the traits of being short. If they had small ears, I could inherit small ears. So these are physical traits that you get at birth or you get from your parents, genetic traits. So acquired traits are traits that you learn or you develop over time that you did not get from birth. So let's say I'm riding my bicycle and I scratch my hand, I get a scar on my hand. That would be an acquired, not inherited, because I didn't inherit that scar. Let's say I learn how to ride a bicycle. That would be acquired. These are traits that you learn or you develop throughout the year, but inherited traits are physical traits that you gain from your parents. So anytime in IXL, I want you to think anytime you hear inherited, these are going to be traits that you get from, think of from birth, or traits that you can't develop them or learn them. They're just physical. So like black hair, you know, 9 times out of 10, my parents also have black hair. If I'm tall, my parents are most likely tall. These are traits that you inherited from your parents. Yeah, and then acquire are things that you learn or you develop over time that you have control over to some extent. So again, inherited would be your hair, your eye color. It would be features like the size of your nose. It could be the length of your fingers. These are things that you inherited from your parents. Could be the size of your feet. Your parents have big feet. You could have big feet. Parents have small. You could have small. Has to do with your bone structure. Yeah. And then acquired or more knowledge base or physical traits that you get throughout your life. So scars, knowledge, learning how to ride a bicycle. Um, yeah, I think knowledge base or physical that you didn't acquire from birth. Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's going to go in more details in IXL if you have any more questions with that. And that should be it for now. Again, reach out to me if you have any questions, and stay safe. You guys have a great day.